Alright, in this video we're going to show you how to take 2 points and turn them into an equation of a line. So the first thing I have to do is recognize that this is an x coordinate, that's a y coordinate, this is an x coordinate, that's a y coordinate. Okay? And then I'm going to put them into a table. Some of you watching who aren't in Mr. Zitzer's class might use the slope formula, but for our class we put these directly into a table. Remember that the lowest x must go first. So negative 2 is less than 3, so it must go first in our table. And there goes its y. And then we're going to take 3 and 4. Okay? Now all we have to do is find out how we get from negative 2 to 3. So we're going to, that is plus 5, so it's a difference of 5. And then this one, we're going to go minus 15. Alright, so now we have to find our slope. Slope is y over x. So changing y over changing x, which means we have negative 15 over 5. And as soon as we saw this negative, we should have realized that our equation is going to have a negative slope. As soon as we saw that we were minusing, right away we put a negative down. So we just got to figure out what number goes there. So negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. So our slope right now is negative 3x. So if this were a multiple choice test, we would immediately go over to anything that didn't have a negative 3 in it, and we would get rid of that answer. Alright? But now we need to find our y-intercept. So, if we draw another table, we need to get to 0 here. Alright, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Because 3 is one of the coordinates that we know, we need to work our way backwards now to 0. If going forwards means we need to subtract by 3. Our slope tells us what to do when we go forward. So minus 3 means that as you go forward on the table, you subtract 3. So that would make 4 to 1. Because now we would have subtracted 3. So we need to work backwards, which means we need to do the inverse. Now we need to add 3 to work our way backwards. Okay, so 4 plus 3 is 7, 10, and 13. Okay, again, if you look at the pattern, we're still subtracting 3 as we go forward, so we kept our pattern. So that would mean that our y-intercept is 13. And there's our equation, negative 3x plus 13. Okay, another example would be, say they gave us the slope was, they said the slope was 3. Oh, that's what it's done. So the slope was 3, and then they gave us a random point. They said the point was 7, 2. Okay? That would mean that we have to set up our table because we already know that our slope is 3. So any answer that doesn't have 3x in it is incorrect. And we're going to have to work our way back from 7 all the way to 0 because all we're missing is our y-intercept. Okay, so we need 0 here. That means we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we got to work our way back all the way from 7. We know 7 is 2. Our slope is 3, which means we have to add 3 when we go forward. So 8 would be 5. Okay, to keep that pattern, again, you have to do the inverse, the opposite of whatever your slope is, which means we need to subtract 3 to work our way back. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1, negative 4, negative 7, negative 10, negative 13, negative 16, negative 19. So then our slope would be minus 19, and that's our equation, 3x minus 19. Again, all you're going to do is put your point into a table and work your way back to 0 by doing the opposite or the inverse of what your slope is. Okay? Remember, the slope tells you what to do as you go forward. As the numbers in the x increase, you do whatever the slope does. Okay? So this video should help you with questions that give you the slope and a coordinate point and ask you to find the y-intercept, and questions that give you 2 coordinates.